oil and soiled clothes, which may be regarded as not safe for women. Perhaps that's the reason why mechanical and electronic engineering fields continue to be male-dominated. However, in some fields, women are represented in higher numbers. For example, biomedical and environmental engineering. But when it comes to aeronautical engineering, it's a bit more popular with women than electrical engineering and civil engineering. Women have been flying powered aircraft since 1908. However, most prior to 1970 were restricted to working privately or in support roles in the aviation industry. Today, as part of celebrating women, we have Pfumelani Mbulayeni, an aeronautical engineer who joins us from our Pretoria studios. Good afternoon and welcome to our program.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the viewers at home as well.
Perhaps let's start with defining this profession. What is aeronautical engineering?
Aeronautical engineering basically encompasses the design of what we call very high-powered vehicles, mostly aeroplanes that a lot of people are familiar with, but it also speaks to other, let's say, very fast-moving vehicles such as bullet trains, rockets, and spaceship also.
And how did you get interested in this industry?
For aeronautical engineering, I had always been interested in anything that relates to aerospace and anything that flies. Initially, I wanted to get into piloting and or maybe being an astrophysicist or something like that, until I was introduced by a math teacher of mine in high school to aeronautical engineering, because I happened to have mathematic acumen and physical science acumen. So it was actually by chance of how I was just interested in flying and engineering at the same time, and it became quite a good mix at the end of the day.
Not so much emphasis is done on these kind of careers. Do you feel that, just on a broader scale, young people during their career guidance and counseling sessions are given more information about this?
Traditionally, it has not really been a field where a lot of young people are informed about, but we see an evolution more, especially in terms of aviation careers and in previously disadvantaged backgrounds and communities and rural communities. So we get a lot of young people more and more interested in the field of aeronautical engineering. And primarily because we don't really have that many aeronautical engineers in the country, and also as a career is not one of the prominent careers out there. So there still needs to be done. A lot still needs to be done in terms of conscientizing the youth and letting them know that these kind of careers even exist. A lot of people, when you tell them that you're an aeronautical engineer, especially from my background, they sort of do not even know how to even come to think of where aeronautical fits in the bigger scheme of things.
What are the challenges that you came across when you first became a qualified practitioner?
Well, it's been a number. Firstly, being a woman and being taken seriously as a woman who's an aeronautical engineer, and then being also a black female. The challenges are that, if you don't have the background, the aviation background, you did not grow up around aeroplanes or, having familiarity with aeroplanes and on all things aeronautics, it becomes a challenge to yourself to push yourself to know and understand the field that you're in. But also in terms of the male counterparts, actually them believing that you know what you're talking about, that you know that what you're doing as a female. And also, if you're a black girl child and you come out as an aeronautical engineer, people want to test you a little bit first to know that you do know what you know. And that has been a bit challenging, and finding mentors who are like you has also been quite a big challenge. And that's something that actively I work in terms of ensuring that young people know that there are people like us, and we can take them by the hand and let them navigate the aeronautical engineering space.
When it comes to one's intelligent quotient, does it seem like one has to have higher mathematical abilities and problem-solving abilities to excel in this field? Because from a distance, one can say that it looks like it's a field just not for anyone.
Well, definitely, I would say that you need to have a sharp mathematical acumen. You need to have a sharp physical sciences acumen if you want to pursue the field. And it also is quite a tough field to enter, and going through and quite a tough degree for young people to enter. But as with all things, if people have a dedicated mind and they're passionate about what they do, you can really do anything that you put your mind to. So I would say that it's got more to do with hard work than, natural, instinctive mathematical abilities.
Right. So going forward, what is it that you would wish for yourself to change in this industry, and for those who are working with you, or those who even may come after you, so that the playing field can be leveled, so that everybody can have equal opportunities, unlike the industry being perceived as being male-dominated?
I would say mentorship is key. I have been an aeronautical engineer for over 15 years, and I would say that we don't really have that many mentors, especially those that are female, especially those that are African female. So mentorship would be quite key to to get young girls or young people to understand that it's daunting, yes, but it's not impossible. And with the right kind of support system, you'll be able to enter into this field. And South Africa has a long history of aeronautics, has a long history of aeroplanes and being involved in flying machines and things like that. So we really should be established, and much more established than we currently are in terms of a field. And you welcome just anybody who is interested and has the right kind of passion. So going forward for myself, within my own personal capacity, within certain organizations, I provide a bit of mentorship, a bit of guidance, and also, if I could say, encouragement. But I would like to see more aeronautical engineers, especially women, coming forth and working hard to get to the grassroots levels, to get young people to understand everything aviation and everything engineering.
All right. Thank you very much for making time to speak to us right here on SABC News. Coming live from our Pretoria studios, that's Pfumelani Mbulayeni, who is an aeronautical engineer. Stay with us as we take a break.